Greyhound View this week, we bring you the final of the Johnny Ruth Memorial Open 700 from Limerick, highlights of the first round of the Ladbrokes 600 from Shelbourne Park, and some of the highlights of the 2003 National Greyhound Awards. But first, it's racing from Tralee. The Kingdom Stadium in Tralee was the venue for the final of the Dowling family Memorial Stake last Friday night, worth €2,400 to the winner. Fast ROSINS Boy has made the 6-4 favourite after winning his semi-final in style.
First we see is Gold Medallion for Kathleen and Philip Regan in Abbey Dorney. This won last weekend in a good time of 32.02 and a son of Slaney Sidewell and Baltovan Cottage. Now in the blue jacket it's Bauer Droopy, the property of John Saunders of Headford, in there with a good chance, a daughter of Droopy's Kuel and Droopy's Graph. In the white it's Sky Deal for Dan Wren out the road in Tarbert, has clocked 31.98 earlier on in this competition, a son of Frisbee Full and Little Deal. Next up it's VIERI Fancy for a syndicate in Cashel and trained for them by Liam O'Callaghan, a son of Droopy's VIERI and Sureview Fancy. Now in the orange jacket it's Danielson for Morris Sheehan of Temple Clanton, the second bitch in the lineup, a daughter of Jamela Prince and Soviet Hare. And finally in the stripes it's Fast ROSINS Boy, well housed in box 6, the property of Mary and Roisin Lyons of Abbey Field and a son of Slaney Sidewell and Elaine's Pier. Here comes towards straps now, they're off and racing and it's Sky Deal that breaks very well, so too is Fast ROSINS Boy is out there. VIERI Fancy into the opening bend and it's Sky Deal that goes on by a length now. Fast ROSINS Boy is still there. VIERI Fancy shows in third, behind that is Danielson, very close up towards the third bend and it's Fast ROSINS Boy now that gets the better of Sky Deal. It's Fast ROSINS Boy from Sky Deal, that's the 1-2. VIERI Fancy's into third as they swing for home now. It is still Fast ROSINS Boy and Sky Deal is there as well into the finishing stretch and it's going to be a good win here for Fast ROSINS Boy. VIERI Fancy takes second. The result of the final of the Dowling family sweepstake, it's a win for Fast ROSINS Boy, second VIERI Fancy and third Sky Deal, the winning time 31.64. Nearly a very good win for you here in Tralee, and ROSINS Boy coming from behind again.
That's right, I knew once he hit the front that he'd take beating. He's a good dog to finish and he had his trap. He broke better tonight as well than the last night, so neck and neck down the back, but I suppose he had the pace and that's what counts.
When he hit the front of the third bend, you were very confident at that stage, surely?
Yeah, 4 came to him towards the line and, well, you never know until they're past the line.
Any major plans now for ROSINS Boy?
Nothing, no, we have nothing planned yet. Just sit down and have a think about what's going to happen. We have nothing planned as yet, no.
In front of a fine attendance, the directors of the Kingdom Greyhound Stadium honoured a real hero in Kerry these days, namely horse trainer Tommy Cooper. Tommy boosted the bank balance of many a Kerry punter last month when he trained Total Enjoyment to win the champion bumper at Cheltenham. And it was a real Kerry fairy tale as the horse was bred, owned and trained in the Kingdom, with Kerry jockey Jim Cullity on board.
Limerick's feature race on Saturday night was the final of the Johnny Ruth Memorial Open 700, with a winner's prize of €5,500 plus trophy. Some of the top stayers were in action on the night.
In Trop 1, Air Force Honcho, trained by Paul Hennessy for PJ Fahy and Glenamady. This is son of Honcho Classic, and Arnock Girl, he's the joint favourite at 5-2. In 2, wearing the blue jacket is Tom's Mixture. Liam O'Callaghan trains this, son of Tom's the Best in Westmeath Hara, for Anthony O'Regan in Cork. He's won 12 from 47, another one of the co-favourites. In 3, Lemon Rambo, trained by Delores Ruth for Liam Marks. This strong-running son of Top Honcho and Lemon Python has won 21 out of 39 starts. He's the third and final of the co-favourites. In 4, Group Champ, owned and trained by Mary Kenny in County Tipperary. This son of Vintage Prince and Sianard Sunset, sure to be finishing fast. He's an 8-1 chance. In 5, the second of the Paul Hennessy trained runners, Slave Driver, owned by the Anook Brack Syndicate in Galway. This, a daughter of Split the Bill and Sleek Rose. She's the outsider of the field at 12-1. And finally in 6, we have CLONEYS Rocket, trained by Mossy O'Connor for James Ormond in Killarney, a son of Sinead Delaney and Cloney's Survivor, a 4-1 chance, but badly drawn in the stripes. They're here now on the way for the final of the Johnny Ruth Memorial Open 700, and away they go. Number 2, Tom's Mixture, off to a good start with number 3, Lemon Rambo. Back in third, number 6, CLONEYS Rocket, but around the opening turns, and number 2, Tom's Mixture, leads into the home straight for the first time. Now number 3, Lemon Rambo, showing big pace into the third bend, and Lemon Rambo takes up the running from Tom's Mixture. A gap in third to number 1, Air Force Honcho, but out front, number 3, Lemon Rambo, setting a big pace. He's 4 lengths clear of number 2, Tom's Mixture. Number 1 now, Air Force Honcho, showing big dash in third spot, but number 3, Lemon Rambo, is going to lead into the home straight from number 2, Tom's Mixture. He's trained by Delores Ruth, Lemon Rambo. This one, of course, sponsored by the Ruth family. Up the home straight, number 3, Lemon Rambo, wins it for Delores Ruth. It's desperately close for second. We'll leave that to the judge. The winning time, a very slick 38.86. And the result of the final of the Johnny Ruth Memorial Open 700. It was won by Lemon Rambo, trained by Delores Ruth, for Liam Marks. This a 5-2 chance, winning from number 1, Air Force Honcho. Back in third, number 2, Tom's Mixture. The winning time, 38.86.
Well, he's gone through this stake undefeated, and he's a dog I've had for a while now. And Delores asked me 6 months ago to keep him to 6 pens, and be one of the best dogs around. And as usual, she's been right. I'm delighted with him. He's my favourite dog. He's a character, and love the dog to bits, and it's great to be here and great to win with Delores and our family sponsoring the stake. She's full of good ideas, and the result was right. I'm over the moon.
Yeah, I just can't believe it. It's a dream to go on and win my own stake in such a competitive type of a stake. And you know, the top stayers in the country, it turned out a super stake. Delighted with the response I got. And I think it's great for, you know, what it's done for the game. It's, you know, the stayers are there, and we love to take them on, and to see RAMBO come out and do it so well, it's just hard to believe. I can't believe that he's just come out and won it. I just didn't believe for 1 minute that we could do it, but when it's come true, it's fabulous. He's a great dog, and we've had great sport with him. He's been unlucky in 1 or 2 finals, and he's 9th come right tonight. And you know, he's there to run in all the 6 bend races, so we'll keep him at the 6 bends.
The 2004 Ladbrokes 600 got underway at Shelbourne Park last Saturday night. We look back at the highlights with Michael Fortune.
The opening heat of the Ladbrokes 600 was a red-hot affair. 3 major fancies in contention. Number 1, Chestnut Jet, 2, Nikita Billy the favourite, and 3, Jewel Nikita. The favourites in 2, the hares behind the boxes, and away to go. It's number 3, What Away, that's Jewel Nikita. 4 is fast up, Tom's Little Joe, and into the corner, number 3, Jewel Nikita takes over. From 4, Tom's Little Joe in second. Nikita Billy slips around in third with King Craig Brindle, but into the far side is number 3, Jewel Nikita. From 4, Tom's Little Joe, number 2, Nikita Billy next, and Chestnut Jet coming with a rush into the third bend. Around the third bend is number 3 out front, Jewel Nikita. 4, Tom's Little Joe's in second. Then come Chestnut Jet and Nikita Billy. Off the final bend is number 3, that's Jewel Nikita. Here comes Chestnut Jet with a big run, but Jewel Nikita takes it. Number 3 from 1, Chestnut Jet second, 4, Tom's Little Joe third, and 2, Nikita Billy in fourth. The time 32.57. In the second heat, number 2, Senehil Bert was an absentee, replaced by Ullid Rebel. And number 1, Bucky Burglar went to traps, the favourite. The favourites in 1, Bucky Burglar, he's away quite well. Bit of crowding in the middle, and number 1, Bucky Burglar shows away with 6, Mr. Mercedes going up strong on the outside. 3, Trajectory Line is next, but around the corner, Bucky Burglar rails tightly. He leads from Mr. Mercedes in second. They've gone on by a few lengths from 4, Connor's Return in third. Down towards the third bend is still number 1, Bucky Burglar. Here comes 6, Mr. Mercedes, closing the gap, but there's still a couple of lengths in it. It's the Burglar still in front. Number 1, Bucky Burglar. 6, Mr. Mercedes in second. Connor's Return is putting in a run in third, but up the straight is number 1, Bucky Burglar. He's going to hold on here. Coming to the line, Bucky Burglar just, it's mighty close for second. Connor's Return and number 6, Mr. Mercedes, but the Burglar has won it here. The time 32.79. The third heat saw a big gamble on number 1, Dog Almighty, but this looked a very competitive contest. There behind traps, the favourites in 1. And is away reasonably well. A bit of bumping there out of traps. Number 4 going up well, Confident Choice, but it's 5 Chatting Home on the outside, leads on the bend. From 3, Ashtown Rumble in second. It's 5 Chatting Home, leads into the back straight. From 3, Ashtown Rumble in second. Number 4, Confident Choice is next, and then 1, Dog Almighty. Down the far side is number 5, Chatting Home, with a lead of a few lengths over 3, Ashtown Rumble, 4, Confident Choice, and 1, Dog Almighty getting onto the premises. Around the final bend, it's 5, Chatting Home in front. 3 is still second, Ashtown Rumble. Here comes 4, Confident Choice, coming to the line. It's number 4, Confident Choice, gets up close home to win it from 5, Chatting Home, 3, Ashtown Rumble third, and 1, Dog Almighty Mighty in fourth, the time 32.72. In the sixth heat, Paul Hennessy had number 6 Chucky or Paul going for a 5-timer, but here number 3 Ballymacule was a red-hot favourite. The hares behind the boxes and away, and Ballymacule is quite well away. So is number 2 Thundercut Alley, but it's 3 Ballymacule going clear to the bend. 5 Killeacle Jim in second. Number 2 Thundercut Alley is next, and then number 1 Born Flyer around the corner, and it's number 3 Ballymacule out front from 5 Killeacle Jim in second. Number 6 putting in a big run, Chucky or Paw to go into third, but it's number 3 Ballymacule with a good lead from 5 Killeacle Jim. Here comes number 6 Chucky or Paw. They're beginning to catch Ballymacule up front. He's still in front, turning for home from 5 and 6, but up the straight. Number 3 Ballymacule from 5 in second place, Killeacle Jim. 6 Chucky or Paw, and 1 Born Flyer in fourth. The time 32.68. In Heat 7, there was a hot favourite in number 6, Great Lark, a dog that had run up a big sequence of fine runs recently for Owen McKenna. The hare behind the traps, and away to go. It's quite a level start. Number 3 out well, Vinny's the best. 6 Great Lark going up well now, but it's number 1 on the inside leads on the corner. That's high policy from 3. 3 Vinny's the best, gets up the inside of Great Lark into the far side. It's number 3 Vinny's the best. 6 Great Lark on the outside. 4 Never Give Up is second. 5 the other Domino beginning a run into the third bend, and 6 Great Lark goes on from 3 Vinny's the best in second. 4 Never Give Up is next, and then 5 the other Domino. But now it's 6 Great Lark goes on, turning for home. It's Great Lark, number 6, going to win this one. 3 is second, that's Vinny's the best, and 5 the other Domino gets up late for third in a time of 32.66. The most eagerly awaited race of the night was Heat 8, where Smiling Man, the new sand record holder for 5.75, was in action, and against him, Awesome Impact and Carmenite. The hare coming up behind traps, the favourites in 3. Away to go, and its favourite is slowly away as 4 Early Lark leads up. But there goes number 6 Carmenite, takes it up before the bend, showing big pace at this stage, and Carmenite goes clear. The favourite's in trouble right out at the rear as 6 Carmenite is clear into the back straight. 2 Awesome Impact second, 5 Seskin Rumble in third. But out front it's Carmenite. 2 Awesome Impact is making significant ground in second, but it's Carmenite. Here comes 2 Awesome Impact challenging on the final bend. Carmenite in front, Awesome Impact on the outside, neck and neck. Smiling Man running on fast in third, but it's number 2 Awesome Impact wins it, and a flying Smiling Man second. 6 Carmenite third, the time 32.54.
And the second round heats of the Ladbrokes 600 are next Saturday evening at Shelbourne Park. Greyhound Racing's night of celebration took place in the Radisson SAS in Galway last Saturday night. It was the occasion of the 2003 National Greyhound Racing Awards, and the night kicked off with a reception at 6 o'clock. Greyhound folk travelled from north and south for this prestigious event and looked forward to a full night's entertainment. After the meal, Michael Fortune took up his position on the podium as MC and introduced the Brood Bitch of the Year award, which went to Droopy's Kristen. Breeder Michael Dunphy accepted the award from Minister for Art, Sport and Tourism, Mr John O'Donoghue, who was also a guest speaker on the night, and gave high praise to the ever-popular greyhound industry here in Ireland.
We are witnessing young people taking up greyhound racing as a sport. It's fashionable to be at the greyhounds. And there are many, many reasons for that. But the principal reason is that the Irish Greyhound Board has provided to the public in recent years facilities which are second to none. You can dine out, have a drink, and have a bet, and never even get out of your seat. You will witness young people, in particular, as I have said, enjoying the sport in a way which simply could not have been envisaged even a short decade ago. It does go to show that if the facilities are provided in a given sport, then the people will respond. And it is particularly encouraging that it is young people, because obviously they are the future of the country and they are the future of the sport itself. The government, since the coming into being of the Horse and Greyhound Racing Act, has injected almost €50 million into the Irish greyhound industry. But of course, governments have given taxpayers money to boards in this country in the past, and they have singularly failed. The truth is that the money which was given to the Irish Greyhound Board has been spent really well. Whether you are in Harold's Cross or Shelbourne Park, or Tralee, or Dundalk, you are witnessing one of the finest products that one could wish to experience in sporting terms. In this context, for example, the track here in Galway has experienced a threefold increase in attendances. Betting figures are exceeding all expectations, and in general terms, we are again witnessing what we witnessed in other tracks around the country, an enormous increase in the number of young people coming to the sport. And it is also gratifying to see the number of trainers increase, the number of owners increase, the number of breeders increase, and the quality of our greyhounds exceeding all expectations. Indeed, here this evening, Clark Osborne, representing the British greyhound racing industry, told me how much they are learning from the Irish experience, how they are in discussions with the Irish Greyhound Board in order to learn, in order to develop the sport further in Britain. And that's something which is in the interests of every single person involved in the industry here, because it is an extremely important market, the single most important market that we have. So in general terms, the renaissance which has occurred in the Irish greyhound industry has been, to say the least, phenomenal to watch. And it would be quite remiss of me, I think, this evening, if I did not, in that respect, in particular following recent difficulties which he had, to acknowledge the role played by the chairperson of the Irish Greyhound Racing Board, Mr. Pascal Taggart, in that. I would like to take the opportunity of extending my warmest congratulations to all who are successful here this evening. I think that we're going to continue to see some wonderful tussles on the tracks in Ireland. We're going to continue to see this industry grow, and together as we walk forward in a united fashion, I honestly believe that there are further heights to which this industry can aspire. And in that context, can I say that it is only right that I would acknowledge the thousands of men and women throughout the country who give so much to this wonderful sport day in and day out. Thank you very much indeed.
And now back to the awards, and our next one was for Bitch of the Year. The nominations for this were Axel Grease, Legal Moment and Mustang Mega. The tension was high as Michael opened the envelope.
The Bitch of the Year can be pretty easily predicted, but this year Teddy Hegarty was going 6-4 the field during the week. But the Bitch of the Year for 2003 is Mustang Mega.
Well, Stephen, it's been quite a term for you since you got your training licence there early last year. You've Harold's Cross Oaks, second in Oaks and Derby, and now Bitch of the Year.
Yeah, Ian, it's kind of the icing on the cake. Bitch has been a super servant for me, and she probably deserved to win something. And thank God now she's finally got maybe the due recognition she deserves, maybe. And you know, she just had litter of pups as well, and it's all worked out really well at the end, you know, at the right time as well, you know.
So perhaps in the future we'll be training another sort of champion bitch out of her.
Well, hopefully they'll turn out. If they turn out half as good as her, they'll be well worth training anyway. So we're looking forward to it. You know what I mean? You never know. Breeding is a funny game, but if she throws that in like she was herself, they should be fairly useful, all right.
Next, we move on to the Dog of the Year. Competition was once again tough. The nominations were Climate Control, Moby Gamble and World Class.
Well, I suppose it was that magnificent performance in the Derby final that sealed it for the Dog of the Year 2003, Climate Control.
Well, Seamus, we spoke to you this time last year. Mega Delight won the Marathon Greyhound of the Year, but this year, Climate Control, that little bit sweeter, I'd say.
Yeah, it was very sweet. I told the guys in the end of the year that if he had a good rest and get his half right, that he'd win the Derby, and it was probably put my neck in the block, but I knew that that's what they wanted all their life, to win the Derby. And for Kevin, Eden is after being there a few times. He's after getting oaks and all kinds of oaks. So it was nice for Kevin, and he was a real good dog all along, and I knew that if we could keep him in good health and sound, that he'd do well.
Well, Aidan, Seamus has won 3 derbies and you, as an owner, have now won 2. An amazing achievement.
Yeah, but I suppose when you're associated with a trainer like Seamus Graham, that's half the battle. And we've been extremely successful in having Seamus. And I suppose from the first Greyhound I ever had, and which I brought up to him, I've had success with him. And there is no better man than to have Seamus in your corner, especially when you're going through a derby. I'd say this time, this was by far the one which I had the greatest enjoyment out of, because I think for 2 reasons. I think I was delighted with Kevin to have Kevin Smith as a partner. And by the way, I was very lucky to have this house share in this Greyhound. And I knew for Kevin that he hadn't had a lot of success on the track front, and just to see the sheer enjoyment out of it from him every day and every week. Of course, we'd be ringing, getting the latest from Seamus. By the way, who kept most things very tight, but just told us what we had to know. And I think it was an unbelievable night, and I think Shelbourne Park hasn't seen a night like it, because effectively there were 2 or 3 bars open and kept open, courtesy of the cabin man.
Indeed, you said it, the cabin man. I asked you on stage, Kevin, did you ever think a cabin man would win an Irish derby? You had a good answer.
Not myself, anyway. No, I would be more a messer than a serious chaser of honours. A lot of people would probably not believe that, but I enjoy racing. I enjoyed the coursing and the track, and I enjoyed the people there. But this was a serious situation. We had a good dog. I got a good partner, and Seamus was the man. Without Seamus, we would not have won the derby. I mean, no matter how good the dog was, he had to be kept right, and he had to be spot on the night. And it was a huge success story for me, anyway, and it was a great achievement for Seamus. When you win All Ireland, you have to keep winning, otherwise people forget. Seamus's year is always on test, and this year I think he's going to do it again.
There were 3 more awards presented on the night: the Sprint, Marathon and Hall of Fame. Join us next week for those. For quick and concise information on Greyhound form, upcoming fixtures and a multitude of data, visit the Irish Greyhound website at www.igb.ie. Next week it's the final of the McCarthy Insurance Cork Oaks, highlights of the 2nd round of the Ladbrokes 600 from Shelbourne Park, plus the final of the Bypass Byway sweepstake, as well as the remaining awards.